feeling, isn't it? And it's a resource that allows you to do everything else you want. Courage. That's maybe you were lacking to follow through on your heart. Determination. Maybe you did it for a while, but you gave up. Think about it. Compassion, connection, caring, love, playfulness. All of these types of feelings, commitment, these are the ultimate resources. Because, by the way, if you don't have the money, but you're creative enough, can you find the money? Yes or no? Yes. If you don't know how to do it, and you don't have, let's say, the support, the technology, with enough determination, with enough commitment, can you find a way to get it? Yes or no? Yes. If nothing's working, but you're not afraid of failing, you've got courage, you're afraid, but you do it anyway, can you figure out how to make it work by trial and error, if nothing else? Yes or no? Yes. So the ultimate secret to life is in human emotion, and we try to treat emotions like they're second-hand citizens, second-class citizens, because we all want to look good, be composed, fit into the culture that exists. Sam Walton didn't fit into the culture that exists. In fact, most leaders don't. Real leaders. I don't mean leaders within an organization. I mean leaders who innovate. They act different, look different, behave different, experience different. They do everything different. But they're incredibly resourceful. I would say to you, if you were in this area, those of you here who are here live in this event, as opposed to those by satellite and so forth, those of you in this room, right nearby, there were a couple of guys named Wozniak and Jobs, and what did they do? What were their resources? Anybody know? What did they start out with? A garage. No, not even tell 1,000. It was $1,300. They didn't have $1,300. You know what they had? They had an old Volkswagen bus, and Wozniak had one of those scientific computers, calculators, I should say. It was a calculator. And they sold them together, got $1,300. And they did pretty well. They built an organization. And by the way, at one point, Jobs got kicked out of his own organization. Remember that? He's resourceful. He got back. He's now revolutionizing this whole multimedia experience. How many people love their iPod? Won't go anywhere without that baby, right? I mean, people that are into Apple are there. And the guy now is worth $7 billion. Now, I don't care so much about money, but I know a lot of you came here for your business, so I figure we start with a business, so we get to the bottom line for those of you. But you know what? You can't spend $7 billion. The quality of your life is not going to be tied to your money. Lots of people, lots of money that are real poor. Lots of people seemingly poor that are really rich. And the difference is the resource of gratitude. If you got everything and you're ungrateful, you're poor. If whatever you got, you feel incredibly grateful, your relationship, your health, your children, connection to your creator, whatever it is, if you're totally vibrantly grateful, you're rich. Because richness is an emotion, it's not a thing, right? Now notice the clapping is like this for this, 7 billion's like this. But all of us know this once you get to that experience, right? So let's take a look about resourcefulness. If that's the ultimate power, if emotion is, the mastery of emotion is the fuel to getting anything you want, creating anything you want, and enjoying anything you want, look at some examples. Who are some people seemingly have no resources? How about a guy like Stephen Hawking? What kind of resources does this man have? Think about it. What does he have? I mean, he can't talk very well without mechanical support. He can't move except with mechanical support. He's like a little jellyfish. But he's a sweetheart, and you know what he has? Will, creativity, vision. And here in this place where he can't move anything, supposedly, he doesn't need to be pitied because this man uses everything he has. He has a brain, but the brain is only activated by emotion, the desire to understand what makes the universe work. What's this thing called a black hole, and to conceptualize and go for that? That's driven by emotion. Bill Gates is one of the most emotional people in the world. You're going, you got to be joking. Because the generalization is he's this egghead, but listen, you don't go from starting with $50,000. He bought MS-DOS for $50,000 and sold it to IBM for $50 million. That's what he did. He was a salesman. He didn't create MS-DOS. He didn't come up with it. He bought it and sold it. $9 a computer for 5 to 6 million computers to IBM. Made $50 million on a $50,000 investment. Now he's got 55,000 employees in 85 countries. He's the richest man in the world. He is driven. Would you agree he's driven? Yes or no? It's drive. Now, whether you like him or not doesn't matter. Has he found a way to maximize his resources? Yes or no? That's why he's rewarded disproportionately. Think about it. In any area of your life, business, emotional, science, any area. If I told you that there's going to be a child and she's now going to be born to a mama who's only 14 and the mama's going to leave her shortly thereafter, what's the future for that child? Most people's generalizations say that child's got no future. What if I told you that that child was going to be sexually abused several times in their youth by family members, by friends of family? What if I told you that by the time this child's 13, she's put into detention, into a home with other girls? What if I told you she's living in the South, where still people make judgments not based on character, but they still make it at that time based on color? Unfortunately, some still do. What's the future of this child? People say there is no future. What if I told you at 14 she got pregnant just like her mom did? But worse, her baby was stillborn. What's the future for that child? An adult having a stillborn child, what would it do to him? Much less a child having a child and that child dying. What's the future of that child? That's Oprah Winfrey, ladies and gentlemen. That's her story, right? That's Oprah. Oprah, one of the more resourceful people in the world, right? Oh yeah, give her a hand. She absolutely deserves that process, right? Oprah's a leader. Why? She maximizes human resources. How? Some emotion inside of her would not stop, would not settle, would not listen to all the people told her was impossible. And now she calls the shots. Around the world, baby, any way she wants. And she doesn't hold back about sharing that either. As she deserves to. That's right, go girl. How about you told you got cancer? What happens when you're told you got cancer? I'll tell you what happens. It all depends on your level of emotional fitness and maybe how far along it is, but still, miracles happen all the time. Call them spontaneous what? Yeah. How does that happen? How come some people have this spontaneous remissions that are miracles, and there's plenty of them? What is it? What if you were told that you got testicular cancer? You were male, that would be helpful in that process, right? Okay. You got testicular cancer and you rode a bike for a living. I mean, any kind of cancer would be tough, but that'd be pretty tough. And what if you found out very quickly it was in your lungs and you had one the size of golf balls in your brain? And that no one was betting you'd survive, and they're all telling you just, prepare for the best, prepare for the end. And you'd never even won one Tour de France, which was your ultimate vision in life. Not even one. And then you go on to not only heal your body, get it out of your brain, get out of your lungs, get it out of that part of your body, but to break history and win 6 Tour de France's, ladies and gentlemen, after that cancer process, right? Think about it. Do you get it? It's not just designed to inspire, it's to remind ourselves the truth. We get so caught up in the day-to-day where you turn on the television and everything is who got shot next and who's dying and how horrible it is and who knows what the next terrorism element is. If you're a leader, you got to stand guard at the door of your mind and decide how you're here to play the game.